Oh, his true identity. Yes, he is not a rebel hunter, because...
It would seem I am the only one still in the dark here. Would the defense care to enlighten me? Who is the man we've been calling Anonymous?
The witness's true identity is... Do we have the wanted poster? Details. Senior member of insurgent leadership and former paratrooper of a foreign land, wanted for crimes against the kingdom, considered armed and dangerous. Contact authorities with any information. I have some authorities right here. Can I have $3 million? Can I have $3 million if I turn this in? I'm turning you in for $3 million. Is this really him? Only now do you realize the truth. Well, please do share with us your belated insight. What's wrong, Nick? Just say it. Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case. Really? Are you sure? Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. That scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison. The precision landing at the inner sanctum using only a homemade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is That's a Rebel, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group.
What? Gah! The witness is an escaped prisoner.
Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, here he was under our noses the entire time.
Hoo-ah! Didn't think anyone would see through my clever disguise.
But the witness's charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it defense?
Boy, do I hate this guy. Boy, do I hate him.
Please recall the defense's own words.
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the rite." But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the high priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent that letter?
A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself.
He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira.
Yeah, what's your point?
What of the witness's true identity?
Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. The witness is That's a Rebel, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. Oh no!
He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira, mortal enemy of the rebels.
No!
Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he has yet to refute any of this.
You got me. I'm the razor-sharp fangs of the Divine Dragons. That's a rebel.
Oh, Dats. You didn't have amnesia at all.
When did you get your memory back?
Oh, around the time you guys were talking about there being no wind. But you gotta give me credit for making up all that testimony off the top of my head. Hey, ha.
Are you prepared to tell us the truth now?
Well, it's true I parachuted down to the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on impact and ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was a big fat lie.
A big fat lie?
Oh, and by the way, long time no see, Yudi.
Nahyuta? Yudi? Wait, they know each other?
Your Majesty, this filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell.
Oh, yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once. Seems you really have forgotten the will of the dragon, huh, Yudi?
You used to be a rebel, Nahyuta?
But I haven't, and no dogs of the Quran regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Alley-oop!
You didn't fly just then. How did he get out?
Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert.
The escaped prisoner escaped again.
The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long.
An escaped prisoner who's escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony.
Talk about a troublemaker. He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway?
Well, I can't help but feel that entire episode was an enormous waste of time.
Your Majesty, perhaps it was not as great a waste as you might believe.
What makes you say that, Prosecutor Sadmidi?
That rebel dropped something as he made his escape from these halls.
The other half of that parchment. The scrap of paper looks awfully familiar.
These appear to be direct orders from Dirk.
From Dirk, the rebel leader? Oh, but we only have a small corner of it.
Wait, I remember now. I've got the rest, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I've seen that scrap of paper before.
You have?
The scrap of paper that a rebel dropped is part of this blood-stained letter.
And this is?
I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Rebel dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says. Maybe they line up perfectly somehow. Pretty perfectly.
Oh my! And just what does it say, Mr. Wright?
I don't know how to read Korean. Sorry.
Prosecutor Sadmidi, if you please, because I also can't read Koreanese.
The ignorant lawyer has not bothered to learn our language. Very well, then.
That's not the letter. What are you reading?
I do not understand.
Well, what does it say?
Using the lamplight as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape.
What? That is how he was to escape from prison?
So, if I were to assume that Mr. Rebel was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it was because Abbot Inme tried to thwart his escape plan?
Oh, foul lawyer, I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous.
I didn't say that out loud. What? Huh? But I didn't say... What, did you read my mind?
I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that the rebels' escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that Dad's Rebel is not the High Priest's killer.
How can you be so sure?
A butterfly told me. If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. Dad's Rebel's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual.
What do you mean?
I am speaking of Abbot Inme, of course. Had Dad's Rebel simply donned Lady Kira's robes and made his escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous. But were he by the High Priest's side, the faithful citizens praying in the plaza would have had no cause to suspect anything. It is therefore unthinkable that Dad's Rebel was the High Priest's killer.
Ah!
So then, you're saying the High Priest was a... Oh, I cannot bear to say it.
I'm afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threaten our kingdom.
How could this be?
The High Priest, a rebel! There must be some kind of mistake!
Let it go and move on. Accept the truth. It is the only way. And that goes double for you, Defense. Cease your futile battle now.
And why should I?
Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Now that we have eliminated Dad's Rebel from our list of suspects, there's only one person that still remains. The accused, Maya Fey.
Hold it! Hold it right there! Aren't you forgetting something important?
Something important. Please do explain, Defense.
We can't end this trial without looking into... the murder weapon? Where is it? What about the murder weapon? We haven't found it yet.
What does it matter if it has been found or not? The fact remains the victim was killed with it by the accused.
I also fail to see how that would be important, Mr. Wright. This, however, is...
Oh, come on. That's not worth a penalty.
It seems there is no need to continue this trial any longer.
No, Your Majesty. There's still something important that must be brought to light. We can't end this trial without looking into the third party that there still is one of. I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wasn't Dad's Rebel, then who was it?
Objection.
That matter has already been resolved.
It has? What's he talking about?
It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the seance vision.
Objection.
But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her. What the? I can't do my finger point. I want to point my finger. I want to. No. Please no. My pointy, no. My favorite arm.
It is time to let it go and move on. No more objections ever again. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm.
This hardly seems fair.
It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. If the victim was near the spring, with his back to the accused, what would he see ahead? Besides the water itself, there is nothing but the Warbad statue. Precisely. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the Warbad statue draped in her sacred robes.
No way!
The accused wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision. Before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in a reverse grip.
But why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira?
To show it to the victim as he was being slain.
And what reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill?
It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was this very court itself.
Come again?
Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked as if another Lady Kira was there. And the defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise.
Oh, are you saying?
I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us.
This can't be happening.
What a face you are making, Defense. I am surprised you are taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy? Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy.
You're telling me he knew this is how it would turn out all the way back then? That he was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring it on me?
Do you understand now? I have had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time.
It can't be!
This is an outrage! You took our royal priestess's sacred divination seance and used it to commit this most foul and despicable murder!
Thanks, Dragoness!
No, I did nothing of the sort!
Maya.
Nick, it's not true! I didn't!
Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now that the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty, the time has come to convict this criminal who only seeks to taint this sacred hall.
Indeed, it seems this trial is over.
Hold it!
Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something that I don't care about?
The accused is not the killer! And, here's why. Now what do? I've got nothing! Ugh.
It would appear that the defense has run out of arguments to make.
I thought for sure that Rebel was the killer. The only person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished. And I've got nothing to use against Prosecutor Samadi's argument. Damn it. I can't lose now, not like this!
Very well then, I shall now render my verdict.
Wait! Please wait! I'm begging you!
It is time to let it go and move on.
This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, This court finds the accused Maya Fey and the defense Phoenix Wright guilty.
Your Majesty, please forgive the interruption, but...
What is the meaning of this?
A body has been found. In the Plaza of Devotion, Your Majesty.
What's this?
A body? What happened now? And we found this, sticking out of the victim.
Why, that's Lady Kira's warbad dagger.
Lady Kira, she's returned from the Twilight Realm once more! She has come to defeat the rebels!
Peace!
Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has now been found.
I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Sadamadi.
Yes.
This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it. What?
But
why would Maya's print be on it?
I cannot believe it, yet it must be true.
Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sadamadi?
This trial has run its course, and the accused's guilt has been firmly established. However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing.
I was?
You claim that the murder at the inner sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira.
I did say something to that effect, but what of it?
Prosecutor Sadamadi, are you suggesting what I think you are?
I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is none other than the accused Miss Maya Fey.
What? Me?
What?
I realize how shocking this must seem. Looking back, however, I now realize there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel-hunting Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago, and the accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well.
Why, the timing matches perfectly.
But there is more. That warning letter was found in the High Priest's bedroom 3 days before the rite. Despite his house being locked up tight that night.
Objection! How does that prove anything?
Objection!
It is difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to come and go freely there. Mainly to prepare for the purification rite.
Abedimi was an important figure with a ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was between training sessions.
The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing.
No! Oh, man. Lady Kira's stuff updated. Okay.
If we assume that the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest.
Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent, bent on helping that rebel escape, after all.
Precisely. that made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. So, it seems the scope of this case has expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey, masquerading as Lady Kira.
If Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe the second murder must be investigated before we can proceed.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with this second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins.
A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict.
It seems the defense will live to see one more day.
Talk about hanging on by a thread.
Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you.
I hereby suspend these proceedings so that the second murder may be investigated. Until the conclusion of this new investigation, this court is adjourned.
To be continued. We're kind of in it. We're kind of in it. That is not great. But we've made it through part 1 of the trial. We've been found guilty of abetting a criminal in murder and are about to go to jail or be killed. So great. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye for now. Bye. Bye.